Natalie Lynch is a credentialed investigator and licensed attorney, not a vlogger.
What do you do if someone is quitting or already quit and you really need them to be part of your investigation? The first thing you do is find out what your client's protocol in this situation is. For example, a lot of government entities will not engage former employees in most workplace investigations. Um, there can always be some, if there's a crime involved, it would be a different situation. But for example, most public employers won't do that. Most private employers will ask people, but clients fall on all sides of that. And so you need to find out what their policy is and act consistently about that. But if somebody is about to quit, the thing that might happen out of it is you need to check their bias, because they are likely oftentimes leaving because they are no longer having feelings of affection towards their current employer. They're leaving because they don't want to be there anymore, right? And so they're going to be overly negative in a lot of cases. Now, some people are emotionally mature enough to be neutral and unbiased with you and fairly report things. And you just kind of have to gauge the reasons they're leaving and their demeanor to be able to determine that. But the other thing that can come up is that now you have someone who's imminently leaving and you're not going to get to their investigation until after the date they're gone. And so you'll often interview that person before you otherwise naturally would. So I've had a good handful of situations where I've had to interview a eminently quitting person before I even interviewed the reporting party, which is just backwards because I don't even know what I'm investigating yet. But with some skill and some thoughtfulness, you do the best job you can. And it's always nice to ask, hey, if I had one or two more questions, would you mind if I called you later, since I'm doing this in an awkward order because of your plans. And I guess the same thing if they're going on vacation, if they're leaving the country, if they're about to have a baby, things like that. If we know that they're imminently leaving, sometimes we just have to interview them out of order and do the best we can, and then explain in our report why we did things that way.
Mom, you have to tell people to like and subscribe.